There comes a moment in every journey when the mind, filled with doubt and fear, begins to ask, how will this ever happen? You stand before the mountain of impossibility, measuring its height, questioning your strength. But I tell you, stop. Stop worrying, stop doubting, stop carrying the weight that was never yours to bear. Worry is the great barrier between you and the fulfillment of your desires. It is the silent thief of joy, the unseen weight that holds you back from receiving what is already yours. The moment you begin to doubt, the moment you question whether your desire will manifest, you create resistance. You step out of alignment with the very thing you seek. Worry is not harmless. It is not just a passing thought. It is a force that delays, obstructs, and sometimes even prevents the realization of your dreams. But there is another way, a way that requires no struggle, no anxiety, no force, only trust. Trust is the bridge that connects you to the unseen. It is the knowing that what you seek is already set in motion, that it exists now even if your physical eyes do not yet see it. The world around you is nothing more than a reflection of the state within you. When you worry, you affirm lack. When you trust, you affirm abundance. The choice is always yours. But you must make it fully, without hesitation, without second guessing. If you place your trust in the infinite power that governs all things, you will see how effortlessly life begins to unfold in your favor. Every time you worry, you are telling yourself that you do not truly believe in the power that shapes reality. You are declaring that you think you must do it all alone, that the vast intelligence that moves the stars and spins the earth cannot handle your simple request. And yet, has life not already proven to you, time and time again, that things have a way of working out? How many moments have you spent in worry, only to later realize that the outcome was always secure? Worry does not change the future. It only robs you of the peace and power you need in the present. The secret to moving past worry is to shift your focus from fear to faith. Instead of dwelling on what could go wrong, rest in the certainty that everything is already working for you. The moment you let go of fear, you make space for miracles. You begin to see the signs, the synchronicities, the unfolding of events in perfect order. But as long as you are consumed by doubt, you remain blind to the very opportunities that are trying to reach you. There is no need to force the universe into action. It has already responded to your desire. The moment you set an intention, the moment you accept it as done, it begins to take form in ways unseen. Your only task is to trust, to believe so deeply that nothing can shake your knowing. Worry is only the illusion of control. It is the mind's way of pretending that by fixating on a problem you are solving it. But the truth is, the solution is already present. The answer already exists. The path is already clear. You just have to let go and allow it to unfold. Imagine a seed planted in the earth. You do not dig it up each day to see if it is growing. You trust that beneath the soil, something is happening. You know that as long as you provide the right conditions, sunlight, water, patience, the seed will become what it was meant to be. Your desires work the same way. The moment you plant them in your mind, they begin to grow. But worry is like digging up the seed, disrupting the process, interfering with the natural order. If you could only leave it alone, trusting that it will break through the soil at the perfect time, you would never have to worry again. This is not blind faith. This is not wishful thinking. This is understanding the fundamental law of creation. What you accept as true must become true. The moment you stop worrying, you shift from resistance to allowance. You move from questioning to knowing. You step into the state of already having, and that is when reality bends to meet you. The delay is never in the desire itself. It is always in your own hesitation, your own disbelief, your own fear of what happens if you truly let go. But what if you did? What if right now you released every doubt, every fear, every anxious thought? What if you decided once and for all that it is already done? What would happen if instead of questioning, you trusted? Instead of doubting, you believed? Instead of worrying, you rested in the knowing that the universe has already answered you? The moment you do this, you will feel it. A shift, a weight lifted, a clarity you have not felt in a long time. And then, suddenly, everything begins to move. Doors open, opportunities arise. The things you once struggled for appear effortlessly, not because you forced them, not because you worried enough to make them happen, but because you finally understood the truth. There was never anything to worry about in the first place. The secret to transforming your reality lies in one simple truth. You must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This is not about hoping, wishing, or waiting. It is about knowing. It is about stepping into the state where what you desire is already yours, where the outcome is not something you chase, but something you possess. The world around you is nothing more than a reflection of the world within you. When you assume the feeling of already having, the outer world has no choice but to rearrange itself to match that inner state. Most people live in a state of waiting. They wait for the proof, for the evidence, for the conditions to be just right before they believe something is possible. But this is the very reason they remain stuck. The external world is not the cause, it is the effect. If you wait for circumstances to change before you feel different, you will wait forever. You must feel the shift within first. You must carry yourself as though it is already done. The mind does not distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. If you can feel it fully with conviction, the subconscious accepts it as truth, and what is true within must become true without. Consider the way a person naturally acts when they know something is theirs. There is no desperation, no anxiety, no questioning. There is only certainty. If you were told that you had already won something, you would not worry about whether it was coming. You would not ask repeatedly if it were true. You would feel the relief, the excitement, the satisfaction. This is the state you must live in before you see the results, not after, before. This is where most fail. They think they must wait until their circumstances validate their belief. But in reality, their belief is what creates their circumstances. Every great achievement, every manifestation, every transformation follows this law. You must step into the feeling first. Feel the joy, the confidence, the security of already having what you desire. How would you walk if you had it? How would you speak? How would you think? What kind of decisions would you make? This is not pretending, this is aligning. When you live in the state of the wish fulfilled, you naturally act, think, and move in ways that bring it to you. It is effortless because it is natural. Doubt and fear only exist in the absence of assumption. When you assume something is already done, there is no room for fear. The person who knows they are loved does not question it. The person who knows they are successful does not chase validation. The person who knows their desire is already theirs does not look for signs. They walk as if it is already a reality, and because they do, it becomes one. The outer world is always catching up to the inner world. The delay, if there is any, is only the time it takes for you to fully accept your new state. Most people struggle because they think they must see the change before they feel the change. But the truth is, the change begins the moment you feel it first. It is not about forcing the world to give you what you want. It is about shifting into the state where what you want already exists. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you bypass resistance, you eliminate struggle, you step into flow. You no longer act from a place of lack, but from a place of fulfillment. And when you do, you attract effortlessly. Imagine yourself already in possession of what you desire. Feel the relief, the excitement, the satisfaction. Let it fill every part of your being. This is not daydreaming, this is creation. The moment you accept it as real within, it begins to take shape in the world around you. People, events, opportunities will begin to move in ways you cannot predict. The bridge of incidents will form, leading you naturally to your outcome. But it all starts with you, with the feeling, with the knowing. You do not need to wait, you do not need to struggle, you do not need to question. The only requirement is that you live in the state where your desire is already true. Everything else will take care of itself. The outer world has no choice but to conform to what you assume to be real. The greatest mistake people make when manifesting their desires is trying to control how things will happen. They analyze, strategize, and obsess over the exact steps that will lead them to their goal. But this very need to control is what blocks the manifestation. The path is not yours to figure out. The how is not your concern. Your only task is to believe that what you desire is already done. and allow the unseen forces to orchestrate the details in ways beyond your understanding. When you attempt to force the process, you are operating from a place of lack. You are telling yourself that unless you personally arrange every detail, it won't happen. But this is a misunderstanding of how creation works. The power that brings your desires into form is far greater than your logical mind. It is the same intelligence that governs the universe, that moves the tides, that aligns the stars. Do you think it needs your help to figure out the best way to bring your desire to you? The moment you let go of the need to control, you make space for the impossible to happen. Look at nature. A tree does not worry about how it will grow, it simply does. A river does not question how it will reach the ocean, it simply flows. The same principle applies to your life. When you set an intention and assume its fulfillment, the path will unfold naturally. People, circumstances, and events will move in ways you could never predict. But this only happens when you release the need to control the process. The tighter you hold on to how something should happen, the more resistance you create. There is a reason why the most unexpected manifestations often feel effortless. They occur when you least expect them because, in those moments, you are not micromanaging the outcome. You have released resistance, even if only temporarily, allowing the unseen forces to do their work. But when you constantly worry about how your desire will manifest, you interrupt the process. You delay what is already in motion because you are sending a message of doubt. You are saying, I do not trust that this is being taken care of, so I must take matters into my own hands. And in doing so, you create unnecessary struggle. The path to your desire is already set. The moment you accept it as done, the universe begins arranging the necessary events. But you must be willing to trust the unfolding. You may not always see what is happening behind the scenes, but that does not mean nothing is happening. The delay is only an illusion created by your own impatience. If you could see the intricate way your desire is being woven into reality, you would never worry again. Instead of focusing on how things will happen, shift your focus to knowing that they will. Live in the state of already having, and let the universe take care of the details. When you release the need to control, you allow the infinite intelligence to move freely. It will bring people, opportunities, and circumstances into your life in ways that seem miraculous. But they are not miracles. They are the natural response to your state of being. Think back to times in your life when things worked out unexpectedly. Did you plan every step? Did you force every detail? Or did the right people show up? The perfect opportunity appear? The solution arrive when you least expected it? This is the power of surrender. This is what happens when you trust the process instead of trying to manipulate it. You must understand that your limited perspective cannot see the full picture. What you perceive as an obstacle may actually be a necessary step toward your desire. What seems like a delay may be perfect timing in disguise. This is why you must let go of the how and trust that everything is aligning exactly as it should. When you truly understand this, you will no longer waste energy trying to control the process. You will no longer question whether things are moving in your favor. You will walk with confidence, knowing that what is meant for you is already making its way into your life. And when you finally reach your destination, you will look back and realize that every step, even the ones that seemed uncertain, was perfectly placed. You were never lost. You were always on the right path. The only thing that was ever required was your trust. Surrender is not weakness. It is not giving up. It is the most powerful act of creation because it places you in alignment with the unseen forces that are always working in your favor. The more you try to force things into being, the more you create resistance. The more you chase, the more what you desire runs from you. But when you surrender, when you let go of the need to control every detail, you allow the natural flow of life to bring you exactly what you need in the most effortless way possible. Most people believe that in order to achieve something, they must struggle for it. They think hard work, endless effort, and constant action are the only ways to bring their desires to life. But this is an illusion. The universe does not respond to effort, it responds to state. If you are constantly in a state of struggle, you will manifest more struggle. If you are constantly trying to force things to happen, you are telling yourself that they are not already yours, and in doing so you push them further away. True power comes from a place of ease. This does not mean you do nothing. It means you move in alignment with the energy of already having. When you act from a place of knowing, rather than hoping or forcing, your actions become inspired. You are no longer running in circles, chasing an outcome. Instead, you are allowing the outcome to be drawn to you. This is the difference between a person who is desperate for change and a person who is secure in the knowledge that change is already happening. The latter moves with confidence, while the former moves with fear. Surrendering does not mean you stop desiring or setting intentions. It means you stop interfering. It means you trust so completely that you no longer question whether or not your manifestation is coming. You do not plant a seed and dig it up every day to check if it is growing. You water it, give it sunlight, and trust that in time it will emerge from the soil. This is how manifestation works. The moment you set an intention and assume its fulfillment, the process begins. But if you constantly question it, doubt it, or try to force it into existence, you disrupt the process and delay what is already on its way. The need to control comes from fear. Fear that if you do not make it happen, it will not happen. But this fear is a lie. It is based on the false belief that you are separate from the power that creates worlds. The truth is, you are one with that power. The same force that turns a tiny seed into a towering tree, that orchestrates the movements of galaxies, is the same force working through you. And when you surrender, when you release the need to struggle, you step into alignment with that force. Look at the moments in your life when things fell into place effortlessly, the opportunities that appeared out of nowhere, the people who came into your life at just the right time, the unexpected blessings that arrived without struggle. These were not coincidences. They were proof that when you stop forcing and start allowing, life moves in your favor. When you fight, when you resist, when you try to control every outcome, you create unnecessary difficulty. Letting go does not mean you stop caring about your desires. It means you trust them to unfold in the best way possible. It means you release attachment to how and when things happen. When you do this, you free yourself from anxiety, from stress, from the exhausting need to make everything happen on your own. And in doing so, you create space for the universe to work. Imagine the difference between a person who is frantically trying to swim upstream, using all their energy to fight against the current, and a person who allows the river to carry them. The first person is exhausted, frustrated, and getting nowhere. The second person is relaxed, trusting, and moving effortlessly toward their destination. The river is the universe. The current is the flow of life. The choice is yours. Fight against it or let it carry you. When you surrender, you step into a state of peace. You move with confidence, knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You stop trying to control people, circumstances, and timing. You release the need to know every step before you take it. You let go of worry because you understand that what is meant for you is already on its way. And then something incredible happens. The moment you stop chasing, the moment you stop struggling, the things you desire begin to come to you, not through force, not through stress, but through alignment. Because you finally understand that you were never meant to struggle. You were always meant to receive. Faith is not hoping. Faith is not wishing. Faith is knowing. It is the unwavering conviction that what you desire is already yours, even when there is no physical evidence to support it. It is walking in the certainty of your manifestation, carrying yourself as though it has already been done. Most people struggle because they are waiting for proof before they believe. But the truth is, belief must come first. The outer world is simply a reflection of your inner state. When you truly believe, reality has no choice but to align with that belief. Doubt is the only thing that stands in the way of your manifestation. It is the quiet voice that whispers, "What if it doesn't happen? What if I am wasting my time? What if things go wrong?" And the moment you entertain these thoughts, you create resistance. You begin to waver between faith and fear, between belief and doubt. But faith does not waver. Faith does not question. Faith stands firm, even when circumstances seem to say otherwise. Faith says, "It is already done." The key to manifesting what you desire is to hold on to your faith so completely that there is no room for doubt. This is not blind optimism, it is a deep inner knowing. It is the understanding that the unseen forces of the universe are always working on your behalf. Even when you cannot see movement, even when things appear still, the wheels are turning. Just because you do not see immediate results does not mean nothing is happening. The delay is an illusion, a test of your persistence, a question from the universe asking, do you really believe? Most people give up too soon. They allow what they see in the physical world to dictate what they believe is possible. They pray, they affirm, they visualize, but the moment they do not see immediate results, they doubt. And in that moment of doubt, they undo the very work they have done. They shift out of the state of knowing and return to the state of lack. But faith does not rely on physical evidence. Faith creates the evidence. When you truly believe something is yours, you move differently. You no longer feel anxious or impatient. You are not constantly looking for signs because you do not need signs to confirm what you already know. You do not ask, when will it happen? Because in your mind it has already happened. You do not worry about obstacles because you know they will be handled. You carry yourself with the quiet confidence of someone who already possesses their desire. And because you do, it must come to you. This is why people who are detached from outcomes often manifest so effortlessly. They are not obsessing over how or when something will happen. They simply know that it will. They trust so completely that they do not interfere with the process. They do not let doubt creep in and disrupt the flow. And because their faith is unshaken, the universe responds. Faith is not passive. It is not sitting around waiting. It is an active state of being. It means walking in alignment with the reality you have chosen. It means making decisions as though your desire is already fulfilled. It means speaking, thinking, and acting from the place of already having, not from the place of hoping. If you believe you are abundant, you will not act from scarcity. If you believe you are loved, you will not seek validation. If you believe your dream is already yours, you will not question if it is coming. You will live as if it is already here. The universe always mirrors your dominant state of being. If your state is one of faith, it will reflect that faith back to you. But if your state is one of doubt, uncertainty, or fear, it will reflect those emotions instead. This is why unwavering belief is so powerful. It is not about forcing things to happen. It is about embodying the reality you wish to experience. Many people fail to manifest because they are constantly shifting between belief and doubt. They affirm one moment and worry the next. They trust today but question tomorrow. This back and forth energy sends mixed signals to the universe. It is like trying to drive to a destination while constantly changing directions. You never reach where you are going because you do not stay on course long enough. But when you commit to faith, when you refuse to let doubt pull you off track, the road clears, the path opens, and what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Faith is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, between imagination and reality. It is the invisible force that turns thought into form. The moment you fully accept your desire as already done, the universe begins working to make it so. But it requires you to stand firm, to hold onto your belief even when the outer world tries to convince you otherwise, to know so deeply that nothing can shake you. When you reach this level of faith, there is no struggle. There is no anxiety, no impatience, no fear. There is only certainty, and in that certainty, manifestation becomes effortless. Because once you believe without question, the world has no choice but to bend to your belief. Gratitude is not just an emotion. It is a state of being. It is the key that unlocks the door to abundance. When you are truly grateful, you align yourself with the frequency of receiving. Most people think gratitude is something you express after you receive what you want. But true gratitude comes before the manifestation. It is the knowing that what you have asked for is already yours, even if you cannot yet see it. It is the unwavering confidence that the universe has already set things in motion. Many people approach gratitude conditionally. They say, I will be grateful when my desire manifests. I will be thankful when my situation changes. But this way of thinking keeps them stuck. It places them in a state of waiting instead of a state of receiving. The truth is, you do not wait to be grateful. You become grateful, and then you receive. Gratitude signals to the universe that you already have what you desire. It tells life that you are aligned with abundance, and because you are aligned, more is given to you. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to fulfillment. When you are constantly thinking about what you do not have, you create resistance. You reinforce the feeling of absence. You send a message to the universe that you are in a state of needing, and as a result, You attract more situations that confirm your need. But when you focus on what you do have and give thanks for it, you expand it. You multiply your blessings. You shift your vibration from wanting to receiving. Most people struggle to manifest because they are caught in a loop of dissatisfaction. They are always looking at what is missing, always focused on what is not yet here. And because they focus on the absence persists. But the moment you start appreciating what is already present in your life, no matter how small, you begin to create momentum. You step into a flow where blessings naturally come to you, not because you are chasing them, but because you are aligned with them. Gratitude is the bridge between the seen and the unseen. When you wake up every day and express gratitude, not just for what you have, but for what is on its way, you accelerate the process of manifestation. You remove the resistance that doubt and impatience create. You step into the feeling of already having, which is the key to making it real. Think about the times in your life when things seem to fall into place effortlessly. Were you in a state of lack, or were you in a state of appreciation? The things you desire are always seeking you, but they can only reach you when you are in the right state. And gratitude is that state. When you are grateful, you become a magnet for all that is good. Opportunities, people, and experiences flow to you without force. Gratitude also rewires your mind. When you make it a habit to look for things to appreciate, you train your brain to focus on the positive. You begin to see abundance where others see lack. You notice opportunities where others see obstacles. Your perspective shifts. And because your mind is now tuned to receiving, you start to experience more of what you desire. This is not magic, it is alignment. The world outside of you is simply reflecting the world inside of you. Many people underestimate the power of gratitude because they see it as something simple, but simple does not mean ineffective. In fact, the simplest things often hold the greatest power. A person who lives in gratitude is a person who is always receiving. They do not wait for circumstances to change before they feel blessed. They feel blessed, and then their circumstances change. This is why those who understand the power of gratitude make it a daily practice. They do not just express thanks occasionally, they live in a state of constant appreciation. They do not wait for external proof. They create the proof through their inner state. They know that the more they give thanks, the more they receive. Gratitude is not just about words, it is about feeling. Saying thank you without truly feeling it does nothing. But when you immerse yourself in the emotion of gratitude, when you let it fill you completely, you send out a signal so strong that the universe cannot ignore it. You become an open vessel, ready to receive more than you ever imagined. This is why people who live in gratitude seem to experience endless blessings. It is not because they are lucky, it is because they understand the law of alignment. They know that gratitude is not a response, it is a cause. It is the force that opens the floodgates to abundance. The more you practice it, the more you see its power in action. So instead of waiting for something to happen before you feel grateful, shift your perspective. Start giving thanks now, feel it deeply. Walk through life with the confidence that what you desire is already yours. Speak your gratitude as if your blessings have already arrived. And watch as the universe responds in ways that exceed your expectations.